Welcome back to You Fitness. Thank you all for checking me out. Thank you for following me all this time. I have been revamping some things and I'm really excited to bring you guys a lot of new content. So stay tuned for what's coming up. I wanted to spend today talking about diets. And I wanted to start off with a bit of a story. I had a dietitian when I was 12 years old. I was 185 pounds. I was a very large boy, and I got paid to lose $1 per pound. And this really created a lot of feelings around food, which I don't think is really conducive, and led to a lot of yo-yo dieting. And I do understand that a lot of people do this, yo-yo dieting, and I wanted to kind of get into this a little bit. Now, if you want to do it, by all means, go ahead. However, I wanted to outline a few different reasons why you may want to consider just making a permanent lifestyle choice instead of dieting super duper mega ultra hard for 2 or 3 months and suffering. Yes, suffering, because that's what diets are like. They're suffering. That's why there's die in the word diet, because you die. Literally, figuratively, emotionally, physically. In fact, physically, I got a diet to sell you. If you do my diet, you lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Did I get your attention? Well, this is the thing that I'm really sick of. So let's talk about this. When you do a really hardcore, strenuous diet, you increase your cortisol level. And cortisol, which is related to stress, which is also related to a lot of different not so good health things, will reduce your insulin sensitivity. Insulin sensitivity is related to belly fat. So the whole point of most people's diets, from what I know, is to lose their belly fat. So already, you see what I'm saying? So if you're increasing your cortisol, you're stressing yourself out just to lose this weight, now you're stressed, you're dieting, and you're spiking your cortisol. Cortisol leads to insulin insensitivity. That leads to type 2 diabetes. Okay, not right away, but you get the idea. Okay, so I want to talk about cortisol really quickly. It is a very helpful hormone to have, but we don't want to be slamming it all day and night. So things to also think about: if you're looking at ways of decreasing cortisol and reducing belly fat, increasing insulin sensitivity, then you want to add more fiber, more natural fruit and greens into your diet, and make sure you're being hydrated. That's it. It's not rocket science. If you're looking to think ways that cortisol is spiked, processed food, refined sugar, if you're dehydrated. So that's just some quick tips if you're looking to get cortisol under control. I mean, there are supplements out there as well, but I want to focus on food for now, because this is my focus on Tasty Tuesdays. Yes, they're very tasty. Now, when we talk about diets, there were some researchers in UCLA, and this is actually why I have my notes here, because they came up with the craziest thing ever, and I want to read it out to you because it'll blow your mind. Several studies, and this is a grad student who did this. They were actually analyzing, they analyzed 31 diet studies, and one of the researchers is quoted as saying, several studies indicate that dieting is actually a consistent predictor of future weight gain. UCLA grad student, she also found that both men and women who participated in the study, they found that weight loss programs actually were a predictor in gain weight over a 2-year period, as opposed to those who had not participated in weight programs. So let me repeat that. Several studies indicate that dieting is actually a consistent predictor of future weight gain. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. There's also, there's a lot of, basically, my opinion is that after 1 year of dieting, 1 year past the part where people actually start to diet, the failure rate is abysmally high. In fact, some people actually estimate that the failure rate is 95%. So if 95% of diets fail, and even in some studies indicate that people actually gain weight, that to me is a huge indication that we need to just jump off diets. The war on food is over, just like the war on drugs, and we need to move on because it's not working, okay? So these are the reasons why you shouldn't diet. Thirdly, they suck. They suck. And a lot of these diets are designed so that you can, they're designed as a marketing ploy to get you to lose weight in a way, like to sell you something. Usually what they do, so I'm just gonna explain something because this really irritates me, is you take a guy who's on steroids or is a model full-time, and you say to someone, oh, you know, do this grapefruit diet or do this cleanse or do this thing. And do you think those people are actually doing that? And realistically, does that really apply to your lifestyle? I mean, do you have 4 hours a day to train? Do you have money to buy steroids? Do you have, you know, hundreds of dollars to spend on supplements to be a fitness model? Because those are the people that are pushing it. And a lot of the time, a lot of these before and after photos, I can go and, you know, stuff myself full of sugar and salt, and I'll wake up tomorrow looking like a blimp. I can do a water cut and then I will look great, and it's all water weight. So these people are literally just preying on people that have shame and guilt around food and their bodies and trying to give them a quick fix. And the reality is there really is no quick fix. However, what I'm a big proponent of, and I wanted to talk about a little bit today, is intuitive eating. And intuitive eating is really simple. If you eat something and you feel great afterward, you don't feel like you're going to fall asleep, you don't feel like you're going to pass out, then you did it. That's it. Eat more of that. If you eat something, like for instance, if I eat like heavy processed meats, things that are high in sulfates, if I eat lactose, well, first off, if I eat sulfates, I feel like I'm going to fall asleep. Like I just feel awful. I feel run down. I can't eat a lot of meat for that reason. That's actually why I'm vegan. And there's also other reasons, but that's one of the reasons I avoided red meats very early on. Processed meat especially. Secondarily, if I eat like lactose, I feel it. So conscious, intuitive eating, it's not really rocket science. If you eat foods that are high in fiber, foods that feel good, that resonate with your system, and give you energy, then guess what? With that energy that you have, and this is actually a big third reason why you shouldn't really diet, is you're basically, you're not fueling your body. And if you want to actually, one of the other ways to like, the best way to be fit and healthy is to have a balanced approach, which means that you're also being active. It's really hard to be active when you're feeling tired. It's really hard to be active when you're eating 1,000 calories a day. So, not to mention, your body rebounds. Our bodies are so elaborate and so well designed that eventually you'll hit a wall. And when you do, you're going to want to go back to eating what you ate before because it's horrible. So one last little thing I want to touch on. If you are trying to change your habits and you do happen to eat some food, like I mentioned last video, that is not so, whatever, not part of your plan, just enjoy it. So, but intuitive eating really is just listening to your body. And I know that might be difficult for some of you, but if you listen to your body a little bit more and you eat a little more whole food, some more greens, some more fiber, I think you'll be really surprised how simple and effective it is at getting you to feel better. So kick the diets. The war on food is now over. It is time to embrace ourselves with some warm, loving, tender food that we love, and just enjoy it and enjoy life, because life's too short to be on a diet.